And welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am starting out a new series where I'll be discussing about some of the K-dramas that I have watched and doing sort of a review of those K-dramas so that if you haven't watched it till now, you can decide whether to go ahead and watch it or skip it. So today's video is about Extraordinary Attorney Woo. Now, if you are a K-drama watcher, I'm sure you have heard this name a lot of times last year because it was one of the most watched and most talked about K-drama. So let's get started.
제 이름은 똑바로 읽어도 거꾸로 읽어도 우영우입니다. 기러기 토마토 스위스 인도인 별똥별 우영우.
To give you a brief idea about the show, Extraordinary Attorney Woo follows the story of attorney Woo Young-woo and her journey to become Korea's first lawyer with autism. This is, of course, a legal drama, and I have a soft corner for legal drama, so I've definitely drawn to this concept. And what I loved about the show was it did not harp on the fact that she is someone who has this difficulty. Instead, it showed her in such a positive light where we were able to explore the cases through her eyes, which was a very different opinion and a very different way of seeing things. She is a very intelligent person with a photographic memory, and she becomes increasingly competent as an attorney as the show progresses. In the first episode, we are introduced with some amazing characters, and one of my favorite male leads ever is Lee Jun-ho, who is an employee at Hanbada and is a part of the litigation team. Instantly, I think he develops a soft corner for Woyungu, and he is such a supportive, kind, and yet intelligent and diligent person at his job.
나는 변호사님이랑 같은 편 하고 싶어요. 변호사님 같은 변호사가 내 편을 들어주면 좋겠어요.
We also see Jung Woo-sung, who is the mentor and the lead at Hanbada, who is again a very gentle, soft spoken, yet a very competent attorney who shows his support to Woo Young-woo. What I liked about these characters was they weren't hung up on the fact that this is a new girl who needs support. They saw her with respect, they saw her as a competent person and brought her into the show, brought her into as an attorney, and respected her as well. There are a few conflicts in Woo Young-woo's personal life as well, with her mother disbanding her at a young age and an attorney at the firm who is against her and sees her as a competition. These are some personal issues that are tackled over the course of the show. Other than that, in every episode, we see a new case come up and how the team at Hanbada tries to solve it through their intelligence and competence. I liked most of the cases that were shown in the show, although sometimes it felt a little on the nose or a little gimmicky to some extent, but I still liked it. I enjoyed the way the cases were explored, and it didn't just stay on the fact that these are the problems. They actually went into solving the case and taking it to the court and what all happens in a court and all that. So if you want to enjoy a pure legal drama, this may not be the one, but it is surely close to it. In a few cases, I was reminded of some of my favorite scenes from Suits, which is an American legal drama and one of my favorite of all times. So I felt like it was kind of a cheaper version of Suits, if I may say so. But the two shows are very different, and I think this has more of an emotional and personal angle than what Suits had. I also loved the story between Woo Young Woo and her father and how the show explores this relationship so well and so gently. We see the struggles that he has faced to raise her well and how sometimes even she becomes insensitive towards the struggle that he is facing. We also get to see Choi Soo-yeon, who is one of her classmates and someone who is very protective towards her. So I liked seeing these things. There are people who try to help her out, there are people who are willing to take a step to understand her, and these angles made the show really meaningful and emotional at times. I also loved the love story between Lee Jun-ho and Woo Young-woo, and in some moments I felt like he was such an amazing person and a very kind and gentle boyfriend to her. I didn't really resonate with the last few cases that was shown, and I felt like it was more dealing with some of the emotional angles than focusing on what was the essence of the show. So for me, the last few episodes were a bit of the letdown, but the first half of the show was amazing, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone who is interested in legal dramas or emotional dramas or K dramas. It is one of the most universal shows that I have seen, and definitely everyone is going to relate to this show and relate to any of the characters in some or the other way. So if I had to rate this show, I would give it an 8 star out of 10. And share your thoughts about the show in the comment section if you have already watched the show. And I'll come back with another show, another drama very soon.